Hello everyone, we are here today playing Obosh Red. This is a deck I have been playing quite a bit. I uploaded to my YouTube already 1 or 2 videos of it, and it has been working pretty well. I have getting a lot of 4-1s and some 5-0s with it. So yes, so that's great. I will explain the deck a bit easy and fast. This is an Obosh deck. Obosh is your companion that you, for 3 mana, you can put it from your sideboard into your hand and then cast it for 5. And then if a source you control with an odd mana value will deal damage to a permanent or player, it gets double that damage to the permanent or player. The restriction is that all our deck has to be odd. So no 2 CMC cards. That's a bit troublesome because there are some 2 CMC cards I would like to play. But yeah, then you play cards like Bloodstained Mire because you are mono red. You play Ragavan because it's just really a good card. And then you play a ton of removal, a huge amount of removal. As the last value engine, not removal, is Seasoned Pyromancer, which is quite a good value creature. And then you play Pyrite Spellbomb. This is an artifact that deals with pro-red creatures. Then you have Spikefield Hazard. That's a land that removes cards and also counts as a land. So it's really good to have killing Ragavan or the cards from Yawmoth. Then you play Hammer of Bogardan, the old school hero. It does 3 damage and you can return it. This card is great at grinding games. Fury sweeps boards and is a real huge finisher. Bonecrusher Giant is our CMC2 removal that we can play, and it's quite good. Then we have Unholy Heat. That's also a reason to play Pyrite Spellbomb and play fetch lands. Usually this deck doesn't play fetch lands, but you need some for Unholy Heat. Then you have Blast Zone, which is great. It doesn't combo very well with Bloodmoon, but you can play around. And you play Shinka, which is great with Obosh and Ragavan if you get to it. Then there you have a sideboard with Pillage and Shattering Spree against lands or artifacts. Alpine Moon against lands, especially Ursa Saga. Relic against Graveyard. And then a card that a friend of me suggested, because I had trouble beating big Murktide regions. And Meteor Swarm kills Planeswalker and Murktide, so that's it. So let's join into the league. So we are here to play our round 1 against Andy Awkward with Obosh. And we are gonna select our companion and okay, we have a turn 1. We play against Luros, which usually is a good matchup. Depending on what Luros deck they play, but it's really good for us. We play a lot of removal. Oh, they're on Hammer. Okay. So yeah, I don't like to pass without Subterfuge. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that's a really good hand from our opponent. Okay, this is yeah, turn 1 Sigarda, turn we could deal with this on the draw, but yeah. Let's go to the next game. I'm not gonna win this. Yeah. That was too fast. So here we want the sprees, the pillage. And I don't like the blood moons. And here's Sam the Man 68, thanks for the follow. Here's some joke on which one of these two cards you want. Like you can cut both of them. I'm gonna cut Ragavan. Having an end game way to grind seems great. Okay. Yeah, the first game on the mouth. So this one is pretty good. Just gonna play Pyrite Spellbomb. Drum, okay. I'm gonna pass. Did you really play the control deck like kill everything? Nexus. Some for sure. Okay, Giver is something I want to kill. The Spellbomb, I'm gonna use Lining on Giver. Probably better. Maybe I could have just the different, but so we start our plan of killing everything, which is usually pretty good. That's Loros incoming, sure. I guess I have to kill this. And starting applying pressure. In some way. Okay, sure. Sure. You can kill this with Sanctifier. Yeah, Bloodstone doing work here. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna take up this to 2. So I can destroy the land and kill Loros. I think I need to kill Loros ASAP. What do I do it best? Yeah, sure. Here, it's not easy that I get hammered, and this has still lifelink, so... Three, two... Okay, this is good for us. They get a bit of lifelink, but whatever. So we are now in grinding mode. Okay. Sure. This. Let me get rid of one card. So Bloodstone doing high work here. Yeah, I'm gonna crack this now. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna wait on this. No reason to attack. I can uptick Blast Zone again. So yeah, they attack for 3. That's completely fine. Okay, they're cracking clearing. Wielding Jar, I don't care. What? Oh, this card is also good. Okay. There's no much damage in. Let's see if they have another Sanctifier. Yeah, sure. You can equip this. Spikefield Hazard. Yeah, I'm gonna just hammer the giver here. Okay, that's perfectly fine for me. I'm fine with this. Ornithopter. Yeah. You have a 1/3 lifelink trample. I guess this turn I just cast Fury so that I get pressure on board. That's like killing flies with a cannon. Okay. That means next turn I can okay, 1 damage. That's fine. You got it. I would like to draw a land here. Another Fury. I guess Fury is better. This deals better with the board. So this hits for 6, so we should have lethal next turn. If nothing goes wrong. Yeah, it's a bit late for that, my friend. Yeah, sure. They could have path, but whatever. If they have path, okay. So we did lethal them. That's good. And again, I don't like Ragavan that much, so I'm just gonna resubmit the 7 the same. It should hold probably on the Pirate, but yeah. Just for the Sanctifiers. I like this deck a lot also. I think I have played this week and last week 6 leagues. I got 2 5-0s, 1 3-2, and the other was 4-1. So for sure it's good. This hand. You have Blast Zone, but yeah, sure. I'm gonna maul this. Yeah, I think this hand is much better. I'm gonna put Pyrite Spellbomb on the bottom. Hammer turn 1. Okay. I'm gonna pass. I will be sad if I don't draw the... Okay, this is great. Okay, this is a great spot for us on Fury. I'm gonna discard Seasoned Pyromancer and just Fury this. Shadow Spear, sure. There's a world where I draw a land and pillage the plains, but didn't happen. So probably they have a Sanctifier in hand, so they want to force me into casting something weird. They did search for plating, okay. Yeah, they can lose one turn on plating. Okay, now that I drew another land, it's gonna hammer Stoneforge. It's not a much better spot to hammer something. So who's the better hammer deck? That's the question. I think this is the better hammer deck. Okay, cranial plating, sure. I guess I'm gonna pillage the plains. That's so awkward, but okay, you can equip that. I'm fine. I should probably let them. I'm not gonna let them have anything. So this turn is Obosh turn. And then we have instant removal and sorcery speed removal. So the thing is, hammer is it grinds so good against anything. Okay, this is another thing I'm gonna kill in the. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that. I think a bush here or not. I think yes. I don't think there is much punish for doing it, but a lot of reward. Worst case scenario, we eat a path to exile. Okay, give her, sure. Yeah, they can equip this, sure. Spikefield Hazard does double as much damage. Okay, so I think Blast Zone is just game ending. That's 14. And okay, so I think Blast Zone is game over here. Okay, they got mana. So we have, just with hammer, we have 6, 7, 8 damage. So we have lethal this turn. So this hammer is a bit slow, but against the deck that you really wanted, it's like the best card in the world. Sure. What's your plan? I'm gonna wipe your board. So they need to have Blast Path to Exile now, sure. I guess I'm gonna return Hammer here. It could go Sigarda. I have 2 cards, so yeah. I'm just gonna return Hammer here and search for a land. Oh, already got Hammer 1 time back. Okay, here we can deal with if they hammer us. And they could. Okay, that's Loros. Okay, I can deal with Loros. That's no problem. I'm gonna start hammering them just to see if how much value I can get. And so I have they can get an Ornithopter. Oh, they're gonna tap the Eiganjo. Okay, they don't want to get live. Stoneforge. Okay, Stoneforge should be good. Yeah, sure, no problem. No problem on that. I'm gonna cast Unholy Heat on Loros. Hammer that. Maybe I should just... I'm not gonna... They could... Yeah, I think there is a scenario where I lose if I don't do this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I could have like double hammer and this first steel paladin. Sure. Okay, this does not have. Okay, this could be bad. Yeah, okay. I think I cannot return hammer this turn. Yeah, this would have been a great draw last turn. Oh. Yeah, this is a tough moment. Okay, sure. Yeah, having Spikefield there. Yeah, that's 14. $16. Sure. That's a bad spot. Fury. Yeah, I lose against the Sanctifier. I could kill this. Maybe I should have not killed the Nexus and wait. There was a scenario where I lose where they have the enchantment and double hammer. Maybe I should have played towards that. Yeah, that's game. Huh. Maybe I could have played better. Or different at least. Okay, we are here playing the second round against Big JC00, and we reveal Obosh. I mean, it's not that hard of a matchup, but yeah. Okay, they don't have companions, so that's probably a Bring to Light deck. So I have a removal, I have 3 hands. This deck I tend to keep any hand that has 4 spells, 3 lands, like instantly keep. Except like you have all the big mana cards in your deck. I don't know what we are playing against, so I will just wait. Tron. Green Tron. Okay, sure. Okay, not knowing what we are playing against is a bit bad, but probably game 2 and 3 will be by our side. I'm gonna crack Fetch and Bonecrusher. I need to apply pressure in some way. I don't know. It's not easy. Blood Moon? Yeah. I think we are in a really bad spot, but whatever. On. Oh, that's good. Okay, that means no Wormcoil this turn, and we have a redraw. Okay, Wormcoil next turn, and we have a redraw on. Okay, also okay. If I redraw on things. Dismember 6 damage. That's quite a lot of damage. I'm gonna deal with Wormcoil next turn. I guess I can just deal with Obosh. Obosh deals pretty good with Wormcoil. Again? Okay. That's on 10. So I have one more turn leverage. I'm gonna discard Furry and Bonecrusher Giant. So I force them here to. Yeah, but I'm not worried. My sideboard is pretty good against this deck, and we also know what it's coming, so no real reason. Okay, 3 damage there. Six. Okay. I'm not in fear. Okay, we have a Blood Moon. This is 1 turn late, 2 turns late. So this is 1 damage. This is killing that. This is 8 there. This is a tough spot. So okay, so here I can Fury the Ugin, that's 8 damage, and then both the Wormcoil on attacks. I think that's the plan. The next best plan is to maybe Okay. So Gin goes to 3. I'm not gonna attack. And let's see. So they take. I think we are making a good fight, but here's Ugin, Ulamog coming, so it's game over. Yeah, sure. Eight. Walking Ballista for 4. Sure. Walking Ballista for 4. Okay. They could have this member here. They probably have. Okay, now I'm not coming back from this. Okay, now we know we're playing against Tron and life changed by a bit. We have some great cards against Tron. Pyrite Spellbomb is very medium. Unholy Heat is... Yeah, maybe Unholy Heat is not that bad and it's better than having cards like Fury or so. Meteor Swarm should also be good. Yeah, Holy Heat kills the car. I think this Fury does it better probably. Okay. Now we know what we are playing against, so very welcome. So we need some lands hate. Okay, we have lands hate. Baldur. Now being on the dark there, we got a hit or 42% of having turn 3 Blood Moon, but did not get there. Okay, they are mulligan to 4. So I'm probably playing Bonecrusher on 2. Okay, I'm fine with that. So I want to put some pressure on. I'm gonna cast the Blood Moon. I don't want to lose against like this member, whatever. Let's see what they do against the Monkey Dash. I have colorless cards. So this can cycle for a land, which I think it's fine. Okay, can just not cycle for a land. Gonna name Ursa's Tower so that they have to deploy that. Because for me it's the same to have one thing or another. Okay, they are not casting. Okay, so this is probably Blast Zone. This means that they already played. Okay, another Ursa's Tower. They already played a card, so Expedition Map. Nah, I'm not gonna cast Expedition Map here. So they can wield that, yeah, sure. I need to have another card. I still have a land even if they dismember or something like that. I have to remove it. They have a lot of towers, so okay. That's still a hard matchup. This deck is really good. I don't know if Fur is like that great of a card. They're gonna put enchantment in my graveyard for sure if they want to play anything. This deals with Worm Coil. Okay, we are missing a land drop. I don't think I can let a Blood Moon hand go. Thermal to 4 again. Meteor Swarm. So Tron and Nature Storm. Hey, I won the match without doing much. Will I have drawn the lands? Yes. Okay. So that's good. Okay, we're here playing the third round of the Modern. And we are playing against Giganta, which probably means Tron. So I have a no land hand, but I'm gonna mull. Isn't this also? So if I think I'm playing against Tron, isn't this also so bad? I want to. And this is medium. Okay, this hand is great, as it doesn't have everything you would wish, but there's a lot of things I would like to have. Yeah, it's Tron. For no one's surprise. Okay, so I get one draw on Ragavan. so Blood Moon. No, Pyrite Spellbomb. This matchup, cards like Blood Moon and Ragavan are so good that I think it's worth mulling to 4. That's the Tron Appreciation Day, seems like it. And a Ragavan, yeah. At least we hit the land drop. If they play a Wormcoil... If they play a Wormcoil, I'm gonna concede. If they play something else... Let's see. I maxed out on my chances on turn 4, turn 3 Blood Moon, or... Yeah, here again we are on the draw. But that's fine. Okay, seems like they don't have anything great. Can be a Wormcoil, this can be... Tusk. Okay. Okay. Blood Moon. Furry. Furry is also not bad. Maybe it's also not good. What do I attack? And for the Thragtusk. Does nothing. Okay. I'm gonna get Obosh this turn. Thragtusk. But I really like Thragtusk. I think it's always underplayed in Tron. Of it being a very good card. So right click concede. Yeah. Bugin means right click concede. Yeah. That's one of the downsides of having Gigant as your companion, that if I would have hit the Blood Moon, it would have been real sad for our opponent. I'm gonna sideboard like the last round. Be positive about our game 2 and 3 win rate. I want to play the Meteor Swarms more. I think they are pretty good. Pilferer is not great in this matchup. Okay, we know the matchup, we have a ton of sideboard, we are on the play. This is the easy game. We have Ragavan and Pillage turn 2, so that's like a super keep. Just the tempo advantage from this play is so huge. But we'll let us play Season it, and then strong opponents are mauling a lot. Right now they're on 2 cards. I don't know why this doesn't change. This will change. It will be easier. Equal to 2. And I have turn 1 Ragavan. What's the actual chance they get to do something? There's even the chance I get to... Oh, drawing Nature's Claim here will be the bomb. I'm not gonna fall into that trap again. I guess I can even cast Seasoned Pyromancer, just putting pressure, drawing cards. So I think that's much better. And next turn, Pillage. I'm not gonna cast a Wormcoil now. Okay. I was watching a stream yesterday of Lusco Vargas that is named technically correct floating. What's that? Yeah, it's better floating and waiting to activate, but technically correct floating. I like that. They don't have a tower because they would have deployed the tower. What did they exile? Power plant, sure. I'm gonna cast Bonecrusher and get Obosh. Yeah, Ragavan mana is for good use in this deck. You have lethal. Okay. Yeah, they need to get Tron and something huge. Because if they have even the 7 mana card, this is just lethal with a boss. So they had to have Wormcoil, yes or yes. Here's we're not playing the Void Mirror. I have another version with Void Mirror. But it's even better against Tron. It's a bit of a number with Blood Moon, but yeah, if you have one, maybe you don't need the other. Okay, here. I think that's Ragavan, but nothing else. They're gonna keep 7 or... If they keep 7, I'm gonna maul. Yeah, I'm gonna maul this hand. Okay, much better. This is a turn 2 Blood Moon, which It's never too... It is like the best hand that this deck can have, probably. It does match up on the draw. Turn to Blood Moon. Okay, Stirrings is good. That means they don't have near to Tron. Here they don't play a Tron land. I'm gonna play the Giant. Okay, they have Tron land, so Ragavan is it. I don't want Sylvan Scrying. Yeah, that's probably disgusting for my opponent. A Monkey is so good. Monkey is on the Death Ride level. Okay, they didn't have Tron. That's a map for Forest of Tron, probably for Tron. Okay. So they cannot have Tron. They can have Tron and Nature's Claim next turn. I don't want that. I'm gonna cast my Giant. And maybe I should have get Obosh this turn. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna get a next turn Obosh for sure. Okay, they have Tron. Okay, Oblivion Stone, yeah, sure. They lose one whole turn cycle on that, so that's not that bad. Maybe I hit Nature's Claim. Worm Coil, whoa. This is interesting. This is the player that goes to the graveyard, right? I'm just now searching Gatherer. Judge, I need help. I'm pretty sure that I get the tokens, but maybe it's just better to okay, yeah. So here I have a land. So what happens if I play Wormcoil and Giant? They have to use their next full turn. I will put the tokens. I was pretty sure on it, but wanted to double check. I will get the tokens, but the thing is, how far does this get me? So I guess it's not far enough. 4 mana. So if I get a Bosch, Yeah, I'm gonna play the Wormcoil here. It plays good against some things that could happen. So I will get the tokens. Because it's when it dies, it doesn't when it goes to your graveyard or so. So now they have to blow up the... Oh, this is also a good draw. This is a stellar draw. Okay. That's fine. They get to draw a card. I get to get tokens. Okay, and now I get to pillage the tower. Let's see if they have a replacement tower. And I think with Bolt and this, I have lethal. They could play. They can have or Tron or replacement or Thragtusk. Okay, no Tron. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, Thragtusk is okay. Thragtusk is whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Bolt on Thragtusk. Oh boy. Oh, that's okay. I'm not gonna cast Bolt on Thragtusk then. Let's see. Here, I guess I can do two different. I can attack with both. That brings them to 6. This 3 damage now, 3 damage later. What happens if I attack with Ragavan? They just chomp the Ragavan? I don't think so. I'm gonna attack with... Yeah. There goes the hammer. Let's see. They could have a Wormcoil now. Oh, okay. They are getting Tron into 7. Yeah, Tron into 7. That can be Karn. Okay, then it's Wormcoil. I can beat the Wormcoil, I think. Oh, the good thing is this had 0 counters. Huh. Bolt, hammer, bolt that. I can. Here there is also some odd play depending on how they attack. That could be good. So here I have the play of bolting my own Okay, bolting my Ragavan is not an option anymore then. Could have bolted. Maybe I should have blocked and bolted. Then Blast Zone swing. Maybe. Okay, that's not a great position. Here I could have bolted, blocked, and then sweep with Blast Zone. So now they bolt my Ragavan. That's sad. How do I win? Probably my win line is to start drawing up Pillage. Did I have the Pillage when they played the Oblivion Stone? I think I did draw it last turn. Not blowing the Oblivion Stone was a huge mistake then. Okay, Pillage. Yeah, Pillage does something. Yeah. Yeah, I should have blocked the Worm Coil. At 6 life they get for my misplay. Yeah, now they can do this, yeah. I played pretty poor there. I think I played pretty poor. Okay, we're here to play round 3. We lost an a bit unlucky game against Tron, where Levenstone really got us big. So here, this is a hand I'm gonna keep. This is turn 1 Ragavan and things on turn 2. And we have 2 lands, so I think that's fine. Let's see what they are playing. Maybe they play... Maybe it's Tron again. Maybe they play some Prismatic Ending deck. Grave, so... Okay, they like to kill Ragavan. What are they playing? With Fatal Push and Watery Grave. And no Lurus. Fuck. What is this? So they have a counter up, probably. I don't have any spells to cast. So, what are they playing? So screw me. Okay, they're playing back graveyard stuff. Would have drawn a Blood Moon. That's it. Oh, back Reclamation. No, back Reclamation will not play Thug Scour. I'm gonna cast this. So they spent a bit of resources on my cards that go nowhere. Yeah, there is the obvious counter spell. The 0 skills counter spell. They could have Remand or Mana Leak or delay, but they choose to have counter spell instead of something less good. There are a ton of cards that are nothing worth anymore in Modern. Yes, yeah, Reclamation, yeah. Reclamation with Soap Score. It's a bit weird, but whatever. I'm gonna play Seasoned Pyromancer here. I'll probably discard both Furies. Snapcaster Mage, Counter Spell, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's better than them getting to play it on the on the Archmage Charm, probably. I could steal this. I can Archmage Charm this, which it's free to untap. Now they have a lot of advantage with the cast Adventurous. And oof. Bad thing, they have a lot of mana. Good thing, they maybe don't have a ton of plays, at least for 1 or 2 turns. Turn 5, they didn't miss a land drop. They could have 2 lands. Catapult score. Put 2 cards on the bottom. Huh? I'm gonna keep casting this until throwing the lock, sure. I'm gonna try to hit my land drop. Okay. So another counter. People are really high on draw on the lock lately. I guess the card is good. Yeah, you get to scry a lot. Here the biggest problem is that they don't get to have some card of card advantage, but yeah, scry 5 is card advantage for sure. That's for sure. Scry 4 every turn. They're gonna get to Factor Fiction or whatever top end they have. Put 1 card on top, 1 card on bottom. They repeat this, so they keep 1 on top and I think it's very smart that this Reclamation decks are playing like 3 cast advantage or something like that. On top, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna attempt to do another Pyro. Why not? Let's see. We are met with the 4th counter spell. Sure, why not? And also not getting to the 5th land. Obviously there was it, so there's absolutely 0 reason why the next card will be a land. When that is exactly what we need. So they kept Thoughtscar and another card. You want to mill me? So they scry a lot. Shark Typhoon for 7. I can deal with that. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Unholy Heat and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, Unholy Heat doing things. So they need another payoff, but it's like impossible. They do not find it. They can scry and scry and scry. There's a user matchup where Blood Moon is game over. The problem is that they have so many counter spells that you don't get to resolve anything. Season it. Okay, they only gain life. That's good. So they can eat all my Seasoned Pyromancers, which is a thing. The good thing about that is they don't scry, they don't do other things. Okay. Sure, more cling to dust. Very short get. No, they didn't take my. No, they take something else. Wanted to draw. That's interesting. Right, took us on the bottom, and now loading. Okay, they're keeping 3 mana up. Okay. So I'm gonna try to cast Fury. Fury pressures a lot. Okay. Okay. I wanted to say that chances of Fury resolving are low, but they're gonna just cycle through the deck and but yeah, that's okay. 7/7. So they kept the land. Oh, okay. They cannot. No. It's another Shark Typhoon. Oh, I cannot deal with that. Another giant Shark Typhoon. Then if I draw 12, 30. How I deal with a gigantic Shark Typhoon? Even just the damage draw card. Huh? That's not that bad. I can kill this. Unholy Heat. Okay, that was a great draw. Do you have a counter spell? If you have a counter spell, then that's it, but yeah. And yeah, okay. A giant shark. And yeah, countering our first 6 places, also something. Pillage is great here, Relic is great here, Pyrite Spellbomb is medium. I think fur is just not what we want. I like Unholy Heat. Adrian Pato 89, thanks for the follow. I don't know if I should play Alpine Moon for the cast advantage. I think that Pillage and Blood Moon should be enough. Yeah, they had a turn 1 push. This takes place like 2 push or so. Yeah. So let's see if they have the turn 1 push again. If not, we will get a turn to Blood Moon. Yeah, well, it's Shockland Pass is a good play. Like Tapland, go. You know, Tapland Go is a play you can make. Okay, yeah. So no chance, never chance. This deck plays really only 2 fatal push. Yeah, and I'm not a high creature deck. I don't play that many creatures, but yeah, whatever. And everyone knows that I'm not gonna make my 3rd land drop until 10 years from now. Oh, I think MTGO has a problem or so. Counter spell. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a Seasoned Pyromancer there. Counter spell. Scar, counter spell. So yeah. I like modern, but I think it's better than Legacy. I think the blue deck's pattern is quite boring. On both formats. Because yeah, I just counter everything. Sure. Counter spell. Yeah. Did you see? I cast 4 cards. 1 got Fatal Pushed, where that was the only answer, and the other 3 called Counterspelled. Yeah, that's the modern we are living now. Yeah, they play like 11 counter spells. The problem is that this shall not happen. So it's useless that it's happened, but you can play 4 counter spell, 4 Drondelov, 4 Atmec Charm, and 4 whatever. That's so wrong. Yeah, here the big choke point was they had a fatal push for the monkey. Like, it's not even a great card against this deck. It's only good against the monkey. Oh, they play Thing in the Ice. Okay. Or maybe they're just gonna wanting to fatal push this. If they have Thing in the Ice, I'm gonna keep some. Okay, Shark Typhoon for 3. That's fine with me. I can bolt this. I think it's not that bad to just bolt the. I'm gonna bolt it. Yeah, they can. Yeah, but I'm still missing land drops with my 24 card deck. This also gives me delirium for creature, enchantment, sorcery, instant. Okay, here. I would like to draw to a land. What's that? They're casting. A friend of me plays it, and I don't like the Enchantress deck that much. Okay, they blocked. What does this mean? That's a bit late for them to block. Anyway, I'm casting Blood Moon here. Oh. That's like really suspicious, right? And I cast Unholy Heat there. I'm gonna play 2. Spellpierce. I always get got by Spellpierce. There is a. I don't think. Also, they played. I think it's just weird. They play. I think they misplayed by playing the Shark Typhoon on blocks. I don't think they're sniping. Yeah, you never know, but whatever. What is this? Into dust, my Ragavan. Nice. Okay. They gain some life. I'm not gonna cast Pillage here. Because Pillage Cold let them have. Yeah, contest pressure. Pillage Cold let them have Fatal Push. So I'm not gonna... Okay. I go to 4. Yeah, I didn't got the advantage of the enchantment now. It's weird they haven't. Yeah, you see, they had a fatal push. They got to 4, that's fine. What are they thinking? This? I'll cling to that, sure. So here I have different options, but now they are got dismissed by casting Bonecrusher Giant. Yeah, cling to that is pretty good against my deck. I also didn't draw a relic, so... Hello, Ruffy! How's going? They have 1 card. Is this... Yeah, and thanks for the follow. Oh, they're playing Cling to that again, yeah, sure. To draw a card. That's weird. Okay, they are out of Cling to Dust. So... here I just hammer them. They have 2 cards. They have to use a counter spell here or die. Hey, we won the game. So probably next week I'm gonna do a lot of streams because I'm on vacation. So they're probably playing Thing in the Ice, maybe, probably. If they have Thing in the Ice, I want to play Furry. Over Hazard, maybe. Didn't sell anything in the ice, but playing Thoughtscar makes that easier for them to play it. It's always assume that your opponent in Modern has 3 counter spells. I think that's the way of working. And it's not that great, but yeah. Oh, this card is great. This card is great. I streamed Storm last week, so you can find in my YouTube channel there. You can find the Storm stream. I'm not gonna eat this now, at least. So this is good. This is a real good card against Thoughtscar. Okay. like to play Storm a lot, but... So I will wish to draw a land here. That's not a land. I'm gonna either Thoughtscour, maybe make them forced to fetch what they don't want to fetch. Okay. That's weird. So did it choose to fetch a tapped shock land instead of... I need to draw land this turn. Yeah, I'm not gonna cast anything. Okay, press down. So here, missing my land drop. Reclamation, okay, something we can deal with. Land, please. You. So this is gonna get counterspelled whatever I do. So what do I want to do? I want to play Seasoned Pyromancer or Pillage. They're gonna play counterspell on this. Yeah, whatever. Oh, it's resolved. I'm surprised. Okay, that's unexpected. Instant. I'm gonna ditch Hammer here. Okay, this here is quite perfect. Yeah, I think the same. That's the reason. After seeing Dress Down, I boarded in the Furries again, but it's maybe just a good card. Sure. You can eat my thing. I think the both elementals are quite good pressure already. You still need to get to another land. They probably don't have counterspell in hand. What's this? Small shark for... How much is this? 4/4. Okay. I can deal with a 4/4. So how I deal with a 4/4? I think it's furry with Unholy Heat. Probably one of Holy Heat for the future, but Well, they can get much bigger sharks. I have Pitch Fury with Fury. I don't want to get too. We probably have a Cryptic there. Okay. They have another drone in the loch. I'm gonna cast this with dash. If they drawn in the loch, I'm just gonna cast Relic. Crack Relic. Okay. Let's see. Okay, they can. How good is this? Just. Or I let them drown, or I let them kill my. I think this is good enough value right here. Yeah, the thing is that the drown can still kill a token. That's a problem. I guess the tokens are 0, and I want to put them with as much pressure as possible. Okay, they have no spells. So here should Pillage or Blood Moon. So they used one. I think they have another drone in the loch. So I'm just gonna cast Blood Moon. Okay. They are pretty down on time. What are the green cards they could be playing? I'm not really sure. So 11. I think Pillage and anything does nothing. So I'm just gonna get Obosh. The red card for Fury. I really think I want to pillage the Cast Adventurers or the other card, the land. So now they are in a tough spot. Should I let them have? I'm gonna cast a lightning bolt there. Okay, yeah, they need to start countering things, just random things. Fine. Okay, those are good targets for Fury next turn. I'm gonna cast Fury pitching Obosh. They cannot attack. Oh, they are gonna attack. It's so weird. So red card for Fury. Here, I think I'm gonna cast the Giant. Yeah, I should have cast it before, but we have almost lethal here. I'm not tapping the Relic here on this spot because they could have the black card that draws. That's a lot of mana. What are they tapping for? For 9. It's like a super shark. 7/7. And that's another thing I can perfectly kill. Four and 3/7. I can cast Pillage. Cast Pillage. I can cast this and this. That's an interesting spot here. How I deal with this shark. Don't have land. I just really only drew 4 lands and 42 cards. That's a bit crazy. I'm gonna attack with both. Everything. Oh. Okay. So I'm casting Fury with Pillage. Press down. Sure. And you will get bolted. So this means that also my Fury doesn't die, right? So I have just a free Fury. Yeah. It means I have a free Fury. Yeah, not bad. I didn't realize until later. Yeah, okay, they have a Snapcaster Mage. I guess that's okay. Gonna eat my Ragavan and put a counter on Blast Zone. Three. Okay, that's it. Yeah, we got to beat the Reclamation deck. I draw all the cards. Yeah, if they don't have triple counter spell, they drew for Snapcaster Mages, but the Relic did pretty good work there. So we are here to play the last round of this league with the Obosh deck. We choose to play first, and we reveal Obosh. What is Obosh? I think it's horror. I think they also have horrors, yeah. Hellion Horror. What is an Hellion? Gambero. I don't think that this is demon. Oh, it's something like a demon. Okay. Yeah, I have spells but no lands. I have lands but lands. I think I'm gonna bottom 3 because it's like the card that could be the less good. And cast Pyrite Spellbomb. Hammer, Shadow. Hammer. Yeah, okay. So another drum, okay. I think there's a world where we just Spikefield this. It makes that they can't replay it and takes them off mana. So this is both okay. Okay, that's the Urtha Saga turn. Ingenious Smith. That's like whatever. I think this card is very good. Even in this deck. So here, this turn, I think I will have to Pyrite Spellbomb. The other side, they cannot cast Hammer, okay. So here I have to cast my... The premise is here, if I don't draw lands, I will be in a so bad spot. I think I have to high roll here. Just rip the land, kill the Smith, and call it a day. Boom, land. And land! Yes! Yeah, sadly it's this, but we got to destroy the Saga. They will have a bit of mana problems. Yeah, the land being Blast Zone is a bit sad. Yeah, let's see. Okay, bubble. Okay, now I feel in very good position. Because I can hold double removal for anything. That was not really lucky, but draw I never regret. I guess they are absolutely nothing. They cannot like double think me now. So I just get Obosh here. and see what happens with the world. Don't get risky with this. I'm gonna play the Hazard. I have 3 removals. I feel safe. I feel okay. I just want to close out the game before they get to draw lands. The good thing is this comes into play tapped. If they untapped, if they play something. And now this does 4 damage. This deck is real mana hungry. When you draw lands, this deck is unstoppable. So, okay, they played All-Star Saga. If maybe something strange happens with the Saga. I don't think I can lose if I just cast a Giant and win the game. That should be fine. I have double removal up, and that's lethal. 8, 6, 14, 14, 20, 22. Oh, I was gonna resubmit. Blood Moon is not stellar. Also, there's like Ragavan in this matchup. Then comes our Pillages, and they've beaten hard matchup and lost against 2 good ones. Hammer is not good one, but Throne is on the good side, but yeah. What is real great in this matchup is just pressure plus lands. Okay, up to the next game. Let's see. Obosh. So, okay. I think this hand is pretty good. We are missing the third land drop again. Cigar that right. So, okay. This makes things harder, but we have Blast on there. I'm gonna hold this for the Nexus Ingenious Smith. Okay. This Sentinel, sure. I'm gonna Unholy Heat this. I want them to be able to have cards. Land, please. Okay. Maybe they have the Saga, but they live afraid of me. Okay. This does absolutely nothing. Also, one-shotting with Nexus is doing nothing. Like, what does this do? Like, nothing, right? Okay, here can bolt or not bolt. I guess I have to bolt the Esper Sentinel. We still have the Bonecrusher Giant, so land please. Oh, not so bad. You have the hammer like 10,000 million times in the world, but okay, yeah. Yeah, missing the fourth land drop again. That's funny. Sure. This is getting somewhere. I get my stomp back. They can cast the hammer here. Will make me happy. Land, please. Okay, at least it's an instant. Not that much worried about that. Yeah, this was what we chose. That's one of the better draws that were not a land. Yeah, you get your token. Flash Saga. That's a double Stone Rain at least. They only they have a double hammer in hand, and that's it. Yeah, that's the first hammer. Sure. Okay, I can deal with that. That's a lot of life and a lot of damage for us, but I can deal with that. I have a Shattering Spree. They're playing red. They're playing the instant that it keeps. Now it's the land time. Oh no. Yeah, okay. You lost a bit of leverage. That. Yeah, just 14 cards in and that never draw the third land. That's Lurus, that's fine. If I draw land, I'm just gonna pillage the basic. Okay. Just. Oh, I need to fetch. I always think that Alpine Moon is Blood Moon, but that's not the reality. Yeah, just blow the basic. Oh, crap, that's not Blood Moon. Not so bad. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. That was so bad. In my head, I had a Blood Moon, not a Ornithopter from hand. That's weird. Okay, so here I cast. You can have another. gonna blow up the drum so that they cannot equip. Okay, yeah. Yeah, my play was right. Okay, yeah. Maybe my play was not that right. Could have blown this and this. Yeah, I misplayed here. I misplayed there. They have the hammer, they can hammer the Ornithopter. I should have spree the Ornithopter and the drum. Yeah. Seems fine. That's good for learning. Yeah, I also just pillaged something when it was completely irrelevant. If I would have just hold back. Yeah, my misplays really, misplays are really punishing. One lander. I'm not gonna keep this. Okay, this is yeah, I'm not gonna cast Seasoned Pyromancer in short term, so what's the chance that I never draw a land? Oh. Okay, I did draw lands. So I have 2 instant removal and a Shattering Spree. That's okay. Smith. Ringleaf Drum. Sure. Can kill that. I'm probably gonna kill it now. I'm gonna let them have their fun. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think there are many more opportunities to kill this Memite. Like, Hammer is gonna root a bit in my hands, so I'm just gonna... Hammer is not like the best card in this matchup. It's just... okay. Crystal Paladin, yeah, that's a card. Crystal Saga, sure, that's also a card. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna Pillage the Saga and cast Shinka. Oh, they can equip. And I can Unholy Heat that. I could have taken mana. They play another Paladin. That's unfortunate, sure. What's the play here? Shadow Spear, Cranial Plating. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Seed of Cleansing. Okay. I can... let me think. I can kill all 3 of them. I'm gonna cast Seal of Pyrite Spellbomb just to make them move a bit. Pyrite Spellbomb is almost dead with this. He will need a Flurry. You have the Seal, that's fine. Plating, sure. Okay. Can I get 5? Maybe I should just. I'm gonna kill this. I'm a bit afraid. One, two, three, four. Ornithopter. So plating from Hammer. So they're gonna get Luros this turn. Yeah. Oof. I'm in a really bad spot. Not trying instant removal. That Cigarda site is just. I think it was, yeah, okay, I'm in okay shape. Not brutal, okay, but very good shape. Okay. I would like to draw Blast Zone. Yeah. Crested Spring. The deck changed a lot with Cigarda side. Just being able to equip on instant speed is so. I need Blast Zone now. Everyone knows, right? A land. I'm not gonna play that land. I made so many 2-for-1s on them, but yeah, they also got some 2-for-1s. They got 2-for-1s with this and with this. Okay, they are moving. On what comes this? Yeah, I will need Spree. I need to draw Pillage or Spree, I guess, or Blast Zone. I think Blast Zone doesn't do it. Bonecrusher Giant. Bonecrusher Giant makes me live one more turn. I'm casting the Stomp. Yeah, you can draw a card with your thing. Yeah, I cannot pay 11 mana. I'm sorry. Nexus. Yeah, Giant was a pretty good draw. I could have drawn much worse. Oh, Shadow Spear. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I cannot play 11 generic mana. I'm gonna draw a card. Unholy Heat 6, 3, 11. Yeah. Game over. Yeah, that was a disaster. Okay, so yeah, we ended 2-3, which is not great to show the deck. How good it is, but yeah. Yeah, okay, for YouTube, yeah, we see us next time.